Hi, I'm Robert Martin, and this is the third video in your series of 10 that I'm posting up on my blog. If you are watching this on the internet through some source other than my blog and you'd like to see the entire series, the easiest way to do that is to go to my website, which is www.lookgreatnakedatanyage.com, and just click the link for the blog at the top of the page. The subject of today's video is six-pack abs, what you need to do to get them and what you should be avoiding. Now, there is a mystique about six-pack abs, almost as if it's the holy grail of fitness. And there's really not that much mystery about what you need to do to get them. There's just, unfortunately, a lot of misinformation out there about what you need to do to get six-pack abs. You just need the right information. And of course, you need to apply that information. Thoughts determine what you want, actions determine what you get. So you need to get the good information, and then you need to apply it. Now, it's quite possible that you already have six-pack abs. They just might be covered with some excess body fat that you need to shed so that they'll actually show. Hang on one second. How did that six-pack get there? I never do crunches. Well, I'll tell you how it got there, and I'll tell you what I do. I do multi-joint, multi-muscle group exercises that include my core as well as the other muscles that they're working. Because that's more efficient and it's more in correlation with the way your body actually functions in the real world. I also do high-intensity interval training, which burns fat long after the workout is over. It creates what's called the afterburn effect. And even when I do exercises that focus on the abdominal area, they are exercises that include other body parts as well, and I'm going to show you towards the end of this video some really effective things that you can do, things that work. I don't do isolation exercises. Again, that doesn't correspond to the way your body works in the real world. I build athletic, functional strength and a balanced physique by doing exercises that do correlate to the way your body works in the real world. Multi-joint, multi-muscle group exercises. Now, before we get into what does work, I want to talk briefly about two ineffective exercises that most people do, and some of them are not just ineffective, they're actually damaging. The first one is crunches. Crunches are not effective. As I said, they don't really develop your abdominal strength that well, and they will not make the fat go away from your belly. Your body does not isolate its fat loss. Spot reducing is a myth that a lot of people buy into. They think if you work that area, that area, that area all the time, the fat will go away from that area. Not true. Your body sheds fat pretty much equally all throughout when you do effective exercises that actually do burn fat. So those are the kind of exercises you want to focus on, as well as including some that will strengthen your core effectively. Now, the other one that a lot of people do is leg raises. Please do not do this exercise. Not only, again, is it fairly ineffective because it doesn't really focus on your abdominal region. What it does is stresses a deep internal muscle called the psoas muscle, which connects your upper leg to your lower spine. It's a deep internal muscle, and that's what you're really hitting and stressing in a bad way when you do leg lifts. You can hurt yourself and you can create low back problems later in life. It is not a good exercise to do. Now, what you want to do is some effective exercises that will burn fat equally from your entire body. Exercises like I showed you in the first video. Strength exercises. You also want to do high-intensity interval training like we talked about in the second video. And now you're probably starting to see that what you need and what we're talking about here is a comprehensive system that all works together. That's what I've created initially for myself, and now making it available to all you through these videos and through my system on my website. So, again, avoid the leg raises. They hit the psoas muscle. Not a good thing to do. The other thing to avoid is all these ridiculous gadgets that you see on late-night TV infomercials. They're junk, they don't work, they're ineffective, don't waste your money. Enough said. Now, there is one device that does actually work, and this is it. This is called a power wheel. This is the only piece of equipment I use. This has been tested thoroughly and endorsed by numerous university athletic departments. It is the real deal. It actually does strengthen your abdominal region, but in such a way that also involves many other muscle groups at the same time, which you know I prefer because it gives you functional athletic strength and it burns more fat. The more muscles you incorporate at any one time, the more work you're doing, the more calories you're burning, the more muscle you're building. So, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do with this. The difference between this and the smaller one that I started using about 30 years ago is that this includes these little foot holders here. And by being able to put your feet in here, it opens up a world of possibilities. Now the basic movement with this power wheel is just from your knees, you're going to roll out and roll back. Now that doesn't just work your abs, obviously that's working my chest, my shoulders, my arms, various other muscles throughout my body. So I'm hitting a lot more muscles at once. Now I'll show you some other variations on that in a minute, but let me show you what happens when you put your feet in. It opens up some great possibilities. Because now you can do things like pikes, like that. And one thing I like to do on my special challenge day, when I make all the exercises that I do a little bit harder, is I hold that pike at the top of the position and really tense the abs and hold it for about a count of 3 like this. Now the other great thing about having your feet in there, you can just kind of walk around like sort of do alligator walks with it, but you can also flip over on your back and do curls for your hamstrings and your butt. Great exercise. And again, on my special challenge day, what I like to do is slow it down and make it a little bit tougher by also adding some breathing in. So it's going to be up and inhale, back, exhale, out, inhale, down, exhale. That way you really hit your glutes and hams, and for both ladies and guys, you want to keep them separate. You don't want your butt dropping down there, and you want to keep that nice and separate. So this piece of equipment really is something that works. Just for fun, I'll show you. I'll show you a bit more challenging exercise here. If you've been to my website, you've seen me do this. Generally, the basic motion is to do this from your knees. It's a lot tougher when you do it from your feet. Now to go out there and hold it for any length of time obviously involves not just a lot of core strength, but total body strength and functional strength where all the muscles are working together. Okay, so that's your six-pack ab video. Again, let's recap. You want to focus on multi-joint, multi-muscle group exercises that burn fat much more efficiently from your entire body and also involve your core. When you do core exercises like with the power wheel, you want to do them in such a way that does still involve as much of your body as possible. And you want to do high intensity interval training like we talked about in video number 2. And all of this works together synergistically. You're building muscle, you're burning fat, and those six-pack abs are going to show. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something from it. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to start looking at some ideas on nutrition. So you want to definitely tune in for that. We've talked about strength, we've talked about cardio, we've isolated a little bit on six-pack abs. Now we're going to start to get into nutrition. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. Thanks again for tuning in today. Make it a great day.